Alright, how's it going everyone? My name is Theron, and welcome back to another Fire Emblem Heroes summoning session. Today we have the new No Matter Where child banner featuring the FE7 cast, which honestly wasn't that big of a surprise to me, considering that was very clearly Rebecca's silhouette when we saw it. Either way, this is a bit of a surprise, especially with the duo. Because in my honest opinion, and for a couple of my friends, that duo is basically just an excuse to give us a Lyn alt without directly giving us a Lyn alt, if that makes sense. And what doesn't help is that the only voice actor there, because Mark never speaks in FE7, is Wendy Lee. So it's literally just a duo Lyn alt without her being the lead, of course. They always find an excuse for something. Either way, once again, just like every other year that they've done the child banner. Hey Monica, you are interrupting something I was about to say. Either way, just like every year with the child banner, these kids are just absolutely busted in more ways than one. Some of them compared to others, of course. And I think it's best that I start with the duo hero here, because their weapon is a little bit confusing. Even when I tried typing it out, I still got a little bit confused. But essentially, the Total War Tome, other than having a slaying effect in it, it's basically just debuff central, from what I can understand. Omni -5 on foe, sabotage, and stall, and that will affect the foe within 5 spaces of the unit, as well as any other foes that are within 2 spaces of the one who got affected first. So again, massive debuffs all around for everybody. And then if their HP is 25% or greater, aka Marks, that's whose HP we're talking about here, another Omni -5 on foe during combat, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and tempo if there's any penalty on foe in 2 spaces of the target. That is a mouthful. Like I said, just massive debuffs all across the board. Not exactly like what Legendary Robin does, because that's a little bit different, but again, it's just debuff central with Mark and Lyn. And oh man, it's actually hilarious to think that that weapon, along with their duo effect, literally came out the banner after Legendary Yuri. And the reason I say that's funny is because their duo effect inflicts isolation, guard, and resets foe's special cooldown by 2. They're within, the 3 columns or rows of duo bar. And ooh, we got Rebecca. Nice. Anyway, like I was saying, that duo effect on duo Mark and their weapon, nice attack is okay. Adorable art design. I love it. But again, like I'm trying to say, Duo Mark's weapon and their duo effect, it basically shuts down Legendary Yuri and Base Yuri, now that I think about it. Because with isolation, now the Yuris can't use foul play, so they can't do the weird swap thing. Stall, for one of the Yuris, that just shuts their movement down completely. For Legendary, he just goes back to being a 2-move infantry unit. Then just sabotage, guard, and their whatever turn cooldown special is just reset to the maximum. They literally found a counter. No, I wouldn't say they found a counter. They literally just gave us a counter after giving us a new Yuri to play around with. Granted, that kind of thing happens a lot with this game. But I just find it hilarious. And next next up, actually, Rebecca next, because she decided to show up first. First of all, freaking finally, we have a Rebecca alt, and it's not a cursed art where her eyes look like they're staring into your soul. She actually looks good. I'm so happy about this. Give her a resplendent, please. But her weapon, the Gusty Warbow, Slaying effect, and then it's effective against flyers and beast units, which does kind of make sense, considering when you go hunting, you are hunting wild game, which would, in this game, that can be considered beast units. I like that. That's actually a nice little touch. And then if unit is within 3 spaces of allies and special is at its max value, she's basically given Time's Pulse. So her special is then fully charged and right at the start of combat, and then it's just ready to use once she attacks. If that sounds familiar, that is because we saw that on both Brave Adult Tiki and Ascended Young Tiki. But yeah, that is making a return. Then for her bow, sticking with the 3 spaces of an ally's little thing, Omni +5 to unit and damage reduction that it varies on what amount you're going to get. Either 60% against beast, cavalry, or flying foes that have a range of 2, which... there's actually plenty of those, especially the flying. Or it's 30% against literally every other unit type in the game. So pretty good. That extra damage reduction is going to definitely come in handy since most archers are pretty squishy. And then finally, if special is ready or procs during or before combat, an extra +7 damage during combat. So just a little bit of true damage just to make sure those arrows hurt. Not bad. I will say what makes Rebecca probably one of the best units you could also get for this banner, not just because of her bow, is her fodder, and that's kind of odd to say considering she has a crazy good bow. But she is our first demote unit, even though it's a seasonal banner. She's our first demote unit to have attack speed finish 3, which I am very happy about. If you could just get that skill into the demote normal pool on at least one person for now, I'll be extra happy because that means we can now start foddering off a lot more skills from other units that have finish 4 skills. That'd be so good. I just realized I've never actually addressed this in any video, but if you're hearing like random sounds coming from my mic, that's my water bottle. So if you hear something clinking around like this, oh, it doesn't actually go. If you hear like a little squeak noise like this, that's my water bottle opening or closing. Either way, okay, that out of the way. Next up, Eliwood, which, not really that surprised that he's here. Hiya, Julia. But yeah, not surprised that Eliwood's here, or Hector for that matter. But he has the Fiery War Sword, Slaying effect once again. And then if unit initiates combat, or is within 2 spaces of an ally, Omni stat boost equal to the number of bonuses active on unit. So stuff like no follow-up or just anything that gives an effect. in a way. Not stat boost directly, but I'm trying to think. Oh, Legendary Sigurd Special. That extra movement that, once it procs, it is given to all allies. That would count as a special or a bonus active on Eliwood here. Can't talk. Now he also has no follow-up, just built directly into his weapon, and a 40% damage reduction on foe's first attack. Not bad, pretty simple. And then his unique C skill, Inborn Idealism, it is quite literally copy-paste of Visions of Arcadia 2. Like, quite literally copy-paste the entire skill. They just gave it a different name because he's young Eliwood. He wouldn't really have, like, any sort of vision for Arcadia just yet, just, you know, a little bit of ideals. I just find it hilarious that they found a way to make yet another legendary Eliwood without making a legendary Eliwood. Oh my god, this game. This game. Finally, we have our last unit on the banner, and certainly not least, young Hector. With the Valiant War Axe, nice little slaying effect, of course, -6 attack defense on foe during combat, inflicts guard on foe, and 30% damage reduction if unit's HP is 25% or greater. And that's just flat out the gate at start of combat. Not bad. And then if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts penalty on foe's attack, which can be at a maximum of 8 if I read the calculation correct. If I didn't, then it's probably higher or lower, and I have no idea which. Oh, hey, Legaron. I did get your Form Soul recently, so this is a good merge. Where's my young Eliwood? Come on. I'm gonna skip over Hector's special for a second because his unique ace skill, Ostia's Heart, ask and you shall receive. I just said, where's my young Eliwood? Thank you, game. I will greatly appreciate that. There he is. Another minus attack. That's fine. It's actually the same IVs as young Rebecca. Interesting. Anyway, after I perfectly predicted who I was going to get next, Ostia's Heart. DC, and then if foe initiates combat or is relatively healthy, I think it's 75% or greater HP, -8 attack defense on foe during combat, and heals Hector for 7 HP if he deals damage to foe. I think that was exactly what it was, right? Now that I'm re-looking at my notes, I feel like I mistyped something on Ostia's Heart. Okay, I'll actually double check that because I might have mistyped something. But anyway, the real prize from Hector is actually his special Armored Beacon, which is just bonfire that has a 40% damage reduction on foe's second attack if unit or foe special is ready/triggered before or during combat. That is a mouthful to say, but long story short, if this special is ready and it procs, he gets damage reduction. If it procced prior, he gets damage reduction. And that's all you really need to know. Also, it's inheritable. I forget that. That's 8. Oh, I did get it right. Okay. I completely thought I misremembered that. But yeah, Hector has yet another inheritable skill for armored units. Oh, Wi-Fi's acting slow. Great. There we go. Thank you. Oh, that's a lot of reds. But yeah, Armored Beacon. Now, it does say that a part of the special's effect is the bow's range has to be 2, I believe. So that does limit it only onto ranged armors. I'm pretty sure it won't go on a staff unit, of course. But even then, that is still a really good special to give to a lot of Farsavers. And I can already tell right now, so many people are going to be giving that to the free Pomotus we got from AHR, because he is a Farsaver, after all, and he does have built-in DC, so just know, if you see that in Arena or Aether Raids, it was inevitable. People are always going to do that. I personally won't, but I will, if I do ever get a second young Hector from this, I will probably give Armored Beacon to my Halloween Duma, which, oh, that's going to be disgusting, I can already tell. And I'm very happy about that. Wait, before we get to the last five units I could possibly summon for this, and Spark, let me just get one little question from the Q&A worksheet that I have here. A quick little reminder, if you ever want to ask a question for a future video, just leave it in comments down below, and I can hopefully get to it next time. This one comes from Ben the Coit, and they ask, for either a seasonal or new heroes banner, which Birthright characters would they be, as Birthright is the only game to not have a banner dedicated to itself. Not counting theming, they've always had to share with Conquest or another game. So thank you for the question, Ben, and that would greatly... Okay, well, for new heroes, it does depend on how many we sadly have left, which I'm pretty sure is only a couple of the Gen 2 kids. And, oh, who am I thinking of? She's the bow flying lady with the X scar across her face. Rena, I think? I think that's who we have left. It's a very small handful, but it's not a lot. Obviously, whoever we have left for new heroes, yeah, they're going to be probably on a banner soon. Honestly, don't know. Ooh, plus attack, not bad. Excuse me. But for seasonals, I kind of hope we see a little bit more of the retainers, especially some of the guide, because it's usually just like Kagero that we see get the most seasonal alts out of the Birthright retainers. Which is kind of sad, but I kind of hope they do that, especially for Kaze, please. My boy needs it all. One of these days. Dang. Well, yeah, I'll probably spark the duo. Might as well. And there they are. Again, I just find this duo hilarious, like I said at the beginning of the episode, because it's just a Lyn alt without them directly saying it's a Lyn alt. And once again, that is doubly confirmed because down here, only Wendy Lee as the VA because Mark himself...
so we don't get separated, okay?
Mark himself never speaks. So whatever conversation these two have, it's just gonna be Lyn talking. And again, that's just funny to me. Yeah, sure, screw it. 3 more polls. Why the heck not? I'll just 2 blues and maybe this. I'll just skip through it. Oscar, probably just going to be like a 3 or 4 star on the colorless, which I'm totally fine with. Yep, 3 star, called it. Alright, well, that is going to do it for today's summoning session. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. That me predicting that young Eliwood in that one circle definitely shocked me a little bit, but hey, what can you do? Would have liked to see a young Hector show up at one point, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to this, maybe I won't. It's not really that urgent for me to get him. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did summon on the banner, let me know who you got down below in the comment section. I always love seeing your results. And if you haven't summoned yet, I wish you all the luck in the world. But with that, I'm Theron, and I'll see you next time. So until then, farewell, and game on.